Hi there! Today I'm going to show you how I make one of these guys. So what we're going to need is our yarn, of course. I'm just going to use black and yellow and white. You can use any color you like. Mix it up a little bit. So I'm using Bernat Baby Blanket, and the yellow is called Buttercup. And the black Bernat Baby Blanket is called Licorice. Both of those are size super bulky 6. And then I'm going to be using for the wings Sweet Snuggles Light that you get from Michaels, and it's just white, but again it's the super bulky size 6. You can use a different size, but you're just going to end up with a different size bee. You can still use the same pattern. So let's get started. Now the tools that you're going to need are a hook, which is, I'm using a size H or the number 8, and it's a 5.0 millimeter hook. And then you'll need a yarn needle, stitch marker, scissors. I'm going to be using 12 millimeter safety eyes, and then you're going to need some stuffing. So we'll set those off to the side. So we need them. And for our first round, we're going to need a ring. You can use a magic ring, or you can just do the alternative to a magic ring, which would be to make a slip knot, like so. And you can chain 4 from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're just going to go back into your first stitch, that first chain. Slip that in there, pull it through, and then just pull it through the yarn, the loop on your hook. And then you have this ring right there. And you're going to do 6 single crochets in that ring. So let's do that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you've got 6 single crochets in a ring. And then the next round is going to be 6 increase. And what that means is you're just going to have 2 single crochets in each one of your stitches. So you made 6 stitches, so you're going to do 2 single crochet in each one, so you're going to have 12 when you're done. So the best way, if you're having trouble finding where that first stitch is in the next round, you can just count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So see, you have that 6th hump right there, that 6th bump. So you're just gonna look for the loops right in front of it, and you're gonna go through, pull through. That's your first single crochet in the first stitch, and you're gonna do another one in that same stitch. So you got 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and then you're going to do 2 in the next stitch. There's 1. There's 2. And then you're going to do 2 in the third stitch, which is 1, 2. And then in the fourth, 1, 2, and then in the 5th, 1, 2, and then the last one, 1, 2. If you want to check your work, you can just count. You just go count the stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then you're right back to where you started. So here we're going to go ahead and stick in a stitch marker so we don't have to count anymore. So we're just gonna put that in our last stitch that we did. Oops, it's getting away. Okay, there we go. In the next round, we're gonna do a single crochet and then an increase. And we're gonna do that 6 times. Get some more yarn here. So in our first stitch, which is right here, you're just going to do 1 single crochet, and then in the next stitch you're going to do 2. So there's 1 and there's 2 in the same one, and then in the next one you're just going to do 1, and the next one you're going to do 2. There's 1, there's 2, and the next one you're just going to do 1, and then 2, and the next one you're going to do 1, and 2, one, 2, and we're going to be bumping into our stitch marker here. So we're going to do 1. We need to do our last set of 2 in this one, so we have to take the stitch marker out. We got 1 and 2 in the same stitch. All right, and then we're going to put our stitch marker back in, and now we're going to do another round with an increase. Okay, so for the next round we're going to do 2 single crochets and then our increase. So we do 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 in the next stitch, and now we're going to do our increase. So we're going to do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So there's 1 and 2. Next one you're going to do 1 stitch, 1 single crochet. The next stitch you're going to do 1 single. In the next stitch you're going to do 2, 1, 2. You're just going to keep doing that all the way around. You're going to do 1, 1, and then 2. And then you're going to do 1 again. Oops. 1, 1, and then you're going to do 2, 2, then 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, and we just bumped up against our stitch marker again. It's the end of the round, so we're going to do 2 in that one. We're going to put our stitch marker back in to our last stitch, just like so. And then for this row, we're going to just do a single crochet in every stitch all the way around. So I think for this round, I'll go ahead and get started here. You're just going to do 1. Oh, and one other tip, make it a little easier when I'm working and it gets about this size, then you can just kind of fold it out. And you can stretch it a little bit so it's not so pointed. And then it's a little easier to work that way. Then you can just start doing your single crochets around that. It's a little easier to catch your loops that way. So go ahead and finish up this round and I'll meet you at the stitch marker. All right, here we are, last stitch. We're going to take our stitch marker out. In the instructions, it'll say that you're going to change in color in the last stitch of the round, and the way we're going to do that is we're just going to leave our main color hanging, we're going to grab our changing color, or our, in this case it's going to be our black. We're just going to lay it kind of right across there so you can kind of hold on to it that way. And I'm hanging on to it here, and you just pull it through those two loops on your hook. And then you're just going to start, keep going around, only now you've changed colors. And we no longer need the stitch marker because our changing colors will tell us where our rounds end. So we are just going to keep working with the black, single crochet around, and we're going to actually go around twice, and we are just doing one single crochet in each stitch. So you're going to have hopefully 24 stitches to go all the way around. And then you're working in the round, so you're just going to keep going around, and you're going to do 2 rounds of the black, and just leave that yellow just hanging and just kind of ignore it, just work around it. And so I will meet you at the end of the second black round. Okay, I lied. I decided to come back in after the first round and show you that when I'm connecting that, getting ready to do the second round with the black, here's what it looks like. So I'm still just doing a single crochet in every stitch all the way around. And with the black, it's not so easy to see, but it's easy to feel because this chunky yarn makes pretty good size knots, and so you can just kind of feel where the next hole is. And you're just going to keep going around until you get back around to the beginning, and I will meet you there. Okay, we're at the end of this round, and so it looks just like this. And what we're going to do is the same thing we did to change colors. We're just going to go into that last stitch. We're going to have 2 loops on our hook, and we're going to drop the black, and we're going to pick up the yellow. And then the yellow is we're just going to pull it right through there. Pull it through the 2. And then we're going to keep going around. Let's do a few more stitches, and then we're going to stop and put in our eyes. All right, that's pretty good. So let's I'll be on the safe side. We're going to stick a little stitch marker in there so it doesn't pull through, and we're going to add our eyes. Okay, so for our eyes, we're going to want to just kind of fold this. This is the bottom, and just kind of turn that over. And we're going to put the eyes in between the 3rd and 4th row. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to put it right about there. And then there's going to be about 5 stitches in between. And let's see how that looks. Not too bad. It's a little off. So let's go a little higher there, a little lower there. It's not perfect because, you know, we go around and round, and so it's pretty tough to get it just right. You just want to get something you can live with. And so that should work. And then a little secret with my safety eyes, these safety eyes are super hard to get the washers on, so I do heat up some water in the microwave, and then soak my washer for about a minute or 2, and then it snaps on there a little bit easier. And so you're looking for these particular safety eyes, you're looking for a couple of snaps. There we go. My other one out. Try not to burn myself. There's one. There's two. There we go. I can carry on. Take our stitch marker back out. And then we're going to do 2 rounds. And again, we're just doing the next few rounds. We're just going to do a single crochet, 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. See if I can get over here a little bit better. There we go. All right, so go ahead and finish. Do 2 rounds, just keep going, and when you're at the end of the second round for the yellow and we're ready to change colors again, I'll meet you there. All right, we're getting close, and when you're just like 1 away, like right there, you're just going to not finish the stitch. You're going to drop the yellow and you're going to pick the black back up, and you're just going to pull that black through like so, and then just tootle on around. 1 single crochet in every stitch, 2 more rounds of black, and then as soon as we get that black one done, then we can stop, we can go ahead and cut the black, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. You don't have to carry it around like that. You can cut it way back there, and you can cut it each time you change colors. I just like to have as few knots as possible, so that's why I just, for something small like this, I just let it, I just drop it and let it carry around, and it kind of gets tangled up, but it's not too bad. But if it's annoying, cut it by all means, and just have knots. They'll all be on the inside, so it's not a big deal. So we're going to do a second round of your black, 2 rounds of black, and I'll meet you there. Hooray, hooray, we're here. All right, so just gonna back up just a little bit there. Okay, so we're ready for our last color change. So you got this little guy sticking right there. We're gonna go in there. We're gonna do our last color change. So we're gonna drop our black. We're gonna pull up yellow. I'm going to do about 4 stitches of the yellow before I cut the black. And there we go. All right, let's pull that other color out of there. Just leave about enough to tie it off. Get our black out of the way. I'm just going to turn it inside out like so. And so we have our black and our yellow, or our black, 2 black ends, and I'm going to tie those together, but first I'm going to just kind of bring them to the center. So I'm going to pull it through like that. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to pull it through the opposite direction, and then we're going to tie it. There you go. So basically we just need to tie that one kind of loosely. We're not going to tug on it because we don't want it to tighten our stitches, to mess them up. And then the second knot, that one, you can tie that a little more secure. So that's really not going to go anywhere. So then we can turn it back out and we can finish our row. We're doing one more round of 24 stitches, 24 single crochet to finish off this round. And then we're going to start to decrease. So we're getting really close. So go ahead, get back to your color change, and I'll meet you there. Okay, here we are. And so this is how it's looking where the colors are changing. It's just a little off. That's not a big deal. Nobody's ever really said anything. I've never gotten any complaints. I sell these. These are one of my best sellers in the shop. And so there is another way that you can do, there's a couple of other variations where you can do color changes, but I wanted to keep this as beginner friendly as possible. So I will do a video showing a variation of the color change to just show you a couple of different other options that there are. So for this next round, we are going to start our decrease. And so you're going to do 2 single crochets. There's 1. There's 2. And then you're going to go into that next stitch right there. And you're just going to go into the front loop only. And this is called an invisible decrease. So you're going to have that one on your hook, but then you're going to go into the next stitch and you're going through both loops there. So you see. And then you're going to pull your yarn through, grab your yarn and pull it through all 3 loops on your hook. So we're going to do that again. So we need 2 single crochets. There's 1 in that stitch, 1 in that stitch, and here we're going to do our decrease again. So you're going to pull it, go through the front loop and then through the both loops of the next stitch, and you've got 3 now on your 3 loops on your hook, and you're just going to pull that through. And you're going to do that all the way around till you get back to that color change again where we did the color changes. So there's 1, 2, and then we're doing our decrease. 3, and then you do 1 single crochet, and then your decrease. And then you do 1, 2, and then your decrease, and then you do 1, 2, and we are back to the color change. We're doing our decrease, and now we're going to take a little break and we're going to stuff it for the most part. So I've got some stuffing here, got a little of that chenille that when we get to the wings I'm going to show you why I have that, but that's just going to go in there. I like to use that, repurpose it, makes my stuffing stretch a little bit more. And you just kind of fluff your stuff. So you're going to be stuffing generously, but not overstuffed. It's kind of surprising how much stuff one of these little guys takes. All right, we're getting close. So we just want to get it mostly stuffed. And then when we get to the end, we'll probably add a little more stuff. I don't know about you, but I want to sneeze. All right. And so now for this next round, the goal is to just keep decreasing to close up that hole. So this round we're going to do 1 single crochet, and then we're going to do our decrease. There we go. And in the next one we're going to do 1 single crochet, and then we're going to do that decrease, and that decrease is closing up 2 stitches. Hopefully that makes sense. So we're going to do 1, and those next 2 stitches are going to get closed up in the same stitch, same decrease stitch. Should be getting closer too because we have fewer stitches now. All right, there's 1. There's our decrease, and here we are back to the color change. That's kind of our guide as far as to where we're at in the rounds. So we really just have 1 more to do. I'm going to add just a little bit more stuffing. Put it over there. Some over there. All right. Just kind of work it around. We're ready to do the last round of decrease. So now we're not doing any single crochets, we're just doing decrease in every, combining two stitches with a decrease. So that one and that one, decrease. Hard to see where they're at because depends on how tight your stitches are too. You're just gonna go here and here. Technically, we should be able to do this 6 times. And I'm gonna do this one more time. My hole's about that big. I'm just going to pull this up about maybe the length of my needle, so it doesn't have to be super long. Just need to have enough room to tighten it all up and make it secure. And this is your last chance if you need any more stuffing. Phew. Alright, that'll all get cleaned up. Hey, buddy. Okay. We're just going to take our yarn needle now. And you're just going to go through the stitches this way. And I just go through, gather up one of the loops. Try to get in there. And I just go back and forth. I've done it different ways in different videos, but I just kind of go like I think this is the way I've been doing it lately. Just kind of go back and forth. And you're going to have like technically about 5 or 6 to go through. And then once you've done that, then you just pull it tight and voila, closed up. And so now you just want to secure it, and so to do that you're going to want to just go thread it under a couple of times. Not going to do it too much because then you're going to end up with a unsightly bump. So we're just going to do that a few times, a couple times, trying to keep it nice and smooth. And then I'm going to go backwards once. There's lots of ways to do it. And then with this, I'm just going to poke it through and come out another spot out the side, pull it gently till it comes off of your hook or your needle. And just kind of squish it, pull it back in, squeeze it, and voila! We've got a bee. We just now need to make the wings now, and those are pretty easy, so let's get started on those.